Every legendary group reaches a crossroads, a moment where the future seems uncertain, a moment when new verses are asked to carry on old traditions. For the Temptations, that moment arrived during the late 70s. The group have already survived changing musical trends, lineup changes, and changing generations. But they needed something special, a voice that could honor the past while helping to shape the future. That voice belongs to this man, a singer with remarkable talent, a performer with an extraordinary stage presence, and a falsetto powerful enough to remind audience of the magic that made the Temptations legendary. This is the story of the golden voice who helped keep the music dynasty alive. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Glenn Leonard. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Before fame, before the Temptations, before the sold out arenas, there was a young Glenn Leonard who was born on June 11th, 1947 in Washington, D.C. He's the second oldest of 8 children. Growing up, he was surrounded by music. He developed a deep appreciation for harmony and vocal performance. Like many great soul singers, he found inspiration in church music. The church taught discipline, emotion, and the art of connecting with audience. Long before professional success arrived, Leonard was already building the foundation that would define his career. He started performing professionally in North Carolina and Washington, D.C. by the time he was a teenager. He started making a living as a recording artist and on-stage performer at parties and concerts. Success in music rarely happens overnight. Leonard spent years refining his abilities, studying great vocalists, performing wherever opportunities existed, and developing the confidence necessary to stand before an audience. He possessed something very special, a falsetto capable of soaring above harmonies while remaining rich and expressive. That voice would eventually change his life. By the time he hit his early 20s, he had successfully formed 3 groups: the Chancellors, Instant Groove, and True Reflection. Additionally, he was briefly a member of the well-known DC group, the Unifics. Leonard originally released a recording with his first band, the Chancellors, on Cap City Records. He later recorded with his third band, True Reflection, on Atlantic Records. By the time Glenn entered the picture, the Temptations was already legends. Their history included iconic singers such as Paul Williams, Eddie Kendricks, David Ruffin, Dennis Edwards, Melvin Franklin, and Otis Williams. Their catalog became part of American culture. Joining such a group required more than talent, it required courage. Following Damon Harris' departure from the Temptations, Glenn was tapped to become the group's falsetto lead in 1975, where he held that position until 1983. In 1975, Leonard officially became a member of the Temptations. The challenge before him was enormous. Fans often compare new members to beloved predecessors. In Leonard's case, comparisons to Eddie Kendricks was undeniable. Both possessed exceptional falsetto voices, but Leonard understood something important. He could not become Eddie Kendricks. He could only become Glenn Leonard. And that decision proved crucial. Rather than imitating the past, Leonard brought his own style to the group. His falsetto was powerful, flexible, and emotionally compelling. Audience quickly responded. His performances felt fresh while respecting the traditions that fans love. That balance helped the Temptations remain relevant during the rapidly changing musical era. The late 70s became an exciting period for the Temptations. The group continued to record new material while preserving their classic sound. Leonard's vocals became a major part of this effort. His voice appeared on recordings that showcased the group's ability to evolve without abandoning its roots. The music industry was changing, disco was rising, and funk was evolving. Yet the Temptations continued finding ways to connect with audience. While he sang lead on several album cuts during his tenure with the group, Leonard's most memorable moments may be as the front man on the minor hits Ever Ready Love and the group's take of the Christmas classic Silent Night. One of the most important moments during Leonard's tenure came when the group celebrated the reunion project. The album reunited classic and current members of the Temptations. The project connected multiple eras of the group history, and for Leonard, participating in such a significant chapter demonstrated the respect he had earned within the organization. He wasn't no longer simply the new guy. He was part of the legacy. Touring with the Temptations demanded excellence. Night after night, city after city, audience expected greatness. The songs was beloved, the standards was high, and every performance carried decades of history. Leonard embraced that responsibility. His professionalism became one of his defining characteristics. Rather performing before thousands or appearing in TV specials, he delivered consistently. Few vocal techniques are more difficult than the great falsetto. It requires control, precision, endurance, and emotion. Leonard mastered all four. His ability to navigate complex harmonies while maintaining vocal power made him one of the finest falsetto singers of his generation. Musicians recognized his talent immediately. Fans did too. Like every long-running group, the Temptations faced challenges, personnel changes, industry shifts, changing audience tastes, and economic pressures. But through it all, Leonard remained committed to the music. His dedication helped stabilize the group during important years of transitions. In 1983, Leonard left the Temptations and he relocated to Houston, Texas. When he quit the Temptations in 1984, became a new calling as he became a born-again Christian. He became licensed and started working full-time in ministry by 1986. By the early 90s, he received a doctorate degree. Following the release of his solo album Then and Now in 2010, Leonard released several singles, and he also leads the Temptations Experience, which is a Temptations tribute band that toured around the United States. Eventually, Leonard's journey with the Temptations came to an end, but his contributions continued to resonate throughout the music community. He remained active as a performer and an ambassador for classic soul music. His work ensured that younger generations could continue discovering the rich history of harmony groups and the MOTOWN era excellence. Over time, Glenn Leonard developed a devout following. Many fans consider him as one of the finest post-classic era Temptations. His voice became famous with professionalism and excellence. For audience who discovered the Temptations during the late 70s and 80s, Leonard was an essential part of that experience. Today, Leonard occupies a unique place in the Temptations' history. He successfully carried one of the group's most challenging vocal roles. He honored the past without becoming trapped by it, and he helped introduce a legendary institution to new audience. Few singers couldn't have handled that responsibility, but Leonard, he did it with grace. The story of Glenn Leonard reminds us that great groups survive not only because of talented individuals, but because of individuals who dedicate themselves to preserving excellence. Legacy is not automatic. It requires effort, commitment, and extraordinary skill. Leonard brought all three. His contributions helped ensure that the Temptations remain one of the most respected names in music. Some singers inherit a legacy, while others help protect it. And Leonard, he did both. He stepped into one of the most demanding roles in soul music, faced enormous expectations, and emerged as one of the most respected voices in Temptations history. His falsetto helped bridge generations. His performances inspired audience, and his dedication preserved a musical tradition that continues to influence artists around the world. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song by The Temptations that features Glenn Leonard? Before I go, I want to take a second to promote my Discord. Over here, I provide a safe space for my supporters. We discuss music of all genres. You can provide me feedback on recent uploads, etc. If that interests you, then go ahead and check me out. The link is in my bio. While I have y'all here, if you would like to support the channel further, then feel free to become a member. By doing so, you help make these videos possible. I thank each and every one of you who supported me along this journey.